All right, so we're off to a bit of an awkward start here, but we're off to a start nonetheless. Welcome everyone to the 2026 Stanley Cake Finals between the Americans and the Whalers. My name is Bauer, and the phrase on everyone's mind today, unless you play for the Americans, is win for Ben. And in the interest of impartiality, it is a catchy phrase. And what exactly does it mean? It means Paul Ben Bellitti. He is a longtime veteran of the MNL, and he is one of the most respected players in our league. And if you ask anyone, as much as we all want to win the Stanley Keg, it seems that no one wants to win it more than him, and he's the one that everyone is going to have their eye on today. The other player that everyone's going to have their eye on today is Paulie Tutu Proctor. In Game 3 of the semifinals against the Tigers, he catapulted the Americans into the finals when he had 4 goals. That's right, he opened up his world-famous hat-trick lounge. He showed up late in the second period after an extended happy hour at the Madison Heights Twin Peaks, scored 4 goals, and brought the Americans into the finals with authority. There are many more stories that we could talk about here in these finals. Huge matchup against the Whalers and the Americans, and bringing that along with much more is going to be our play-by-play broadcast team. A couple guys who have won a couple kegs themselves. That's Andrew Keila and Troy Otto. Take it away, fellas.
Thanks for the intro there, Kyle. Yeah, we had a whole pregame show planned, but unfortunately a little technical difficulties. But, you know, Panny's done an awesome job getting everything ready. A lot of stress here. We got the play-by-play. We got Joey Litz just gave us a little. He's ready to go. How Samasa got the assignment, I don't know. But, well, I'd like to welcome Mr. Keila in here, say a few words before we get going.
Yeah, I looked on DraftKings earlier. Americans minus 195 to win the series. Heavy favorites on DraftKings. And I'll be honest with you, I bet the house on them. Not that I'm biased, but we'll see what happens.
All right, we're approaching puck drop here. Again, we had a whole bunch of stuff to go over, but that's just going to have to kill some time in between periods. We got starting lineup for the Americans here. We got Dave P. at center, Ty at left wing, Proctor at right wing, Sugar on defense, and the puck is down. Here we go. Ben controls the puck. Little heavy forecheck from Ty. Venandi, puck deep, deflected off the stands, and we're off. Yeah, what do you think about Sugar on D here, Keila?
So word on the street is Sugar played defense in high school, which I did not know until today.
I did.
Okay, your knowledge is better than mine then, but I like it. I like a puck-moving defenseman. I think it sparks offense.
There we go. Neville gets the puck deep. Neville's subbing for Steady Math. We also have Hartcop subbing for Joe Ellis, who's missed most of the playoffs. That looked offsides, but puck got deflected in and covered by Claus here. Other subs for the Whalers, of course, with Johnny G going out, we got Claus in that, and the Americans are full, so I think that's all we got on the sub front.
Yeah, Claus has finals experience, but definitely hurts to lose Johnny G, who's been a Vezina trophy winner in the past.
Face-off one, Sikorsky rings it around, kept in by Sugar. Plays did deep, but that's picked off by Drake. In the middle of the bin, Ben coming in, 2-on-2, Venandi crashing the net, little clap bomb, tested wide. Hard to see down in that corner there. Puck comes out to Drake for a little regroup. Good to see. Sure, the goalies want to feel the puck early, right, Keila? Get a little shot on them?
Yeah, it's always nice to settle in the game, get a couple easy saves going.
And Drake obliges by firing one in from center ice. You've never given up one from center ice, have you, before?
Many, many times, but many, many players in MNL.
But we won that game, did we not, buddy? On our way to a Stanley Keg.
Yeah, that one.
Venandi haven't had a shift yet, and icing that we'll have our first shift of the game, bringing in the line twos. Let's see what we got here.
It seems like it's going to be a pretty tight game. I mean, Drake was in his own zone there defensively.
I know, working hard. We'll see if he can keep that up for 3 periods. Looks like we got Rutkowski centering Cone and Hale, Leaping Larry and Brawny on D for the Americans. We'll face off, puck tied up, Cone on it. What a big body. What a good season he's had. Spicy head has stayed on his feet.
Toner's been actually excellent this season.
Absolutely.
And he knows how to get to the net.
Oh, not offside. Pettis brings it in to J-Flow. J-Flow in the corner, circling. Pettis has the puck, flips it over to Goose. Little tip, good stick by Leaping Larry there. And Larry playing defense, going to lead the rush.
Lethal Larry is a sneaky good player with a really good shot with that 71 flex stick.
Yep, long reach too. Cone in the corner, out to the point to Brawny. Brawny looks and makes the safe play behind the net, cycles it. Out to Rutkowski, out in front. And J-Flow's off on the breakout. Goose not really going with him. Hardcop, who had a great series against the North Stars, which pissed me off, but got to tip your cap when you can. Shot from Goose in, goes wide. Retrieved by J-Flow. J-Flow in the corner, out in front to Goose. Fans on it. Puck's there for a rebound. And Larry's got it, slaps it up the wall to J-Flow. J-Flow surveying. Back to Spicy Hedis. Whoa, little wrister. I don't think Pengrazi saw it. Going too slow.
This is kind of what you expect from a line with J-Flow. A lot of puck possession.
Yep. Absolutely. Little breakout to Rutt. We got a 2-on-1 with Hale. Hale doing a little screen. Rutkowski through. Hedis' legs. Oh, man. It looked like that was going to sneak in. Goose cherry picking. He got a tip. No icing. It was tipped by Goose.
Wow, great move from Rutkowski to get loose. Just kind of lost at the end there.
Yep. Here's Goose behind the net. Pengrazi, I'm not sure if he sees him. Net's off. Crafty move by Pengrazi.
I think Goose had the backhand side there.
It looked like it.
Decided to go to his forehand, the strong side, which I can understand.
Notice Goose pulled a little whoop there. End of his shift. He was pointing to J-Flow to go get the puck, directing traffic. Classic whoop maneuver. D-zone draw. Drake takes it. Wins it back to Ben. Oh, Proctor loves cheating on the D-zone face-off for a breakaway. He almost had it. But the Whalers keep the puck in. Dave P. is Sugar. Sugar's going to rush. Couple slashes. No call. Onside. Ty sneaks in 2-on-1. Sugar goes around. He's going to pass. Over Ty! Oh, big save! Ty got good wood on that. Claus keeps it into Proctor. We got a whistle. We got a high stick. I don't think it was a penalty. I think it was played with a high stick.
Claus looks sharp early. Good glove save on the whistle anyways, too.
Nice rush. No way you're talking about. Like, that's Sugar leading the rush from the back. And, yeah, just a high stick. Not a penalty, just going down to the other end.
A puck-moving defenseman that can jump into play, it starts the offense. It gets the motor going.
Absolutely. And then instead of it being like a very predictable rush, he jumps in time, not expecting it, and off line. Face-off. Puck in the corner to Drake. Drake walks the top of the circle, looking for a shot, gets it through.
Good nice save, Tanger.
Good rebound control.
Yeah, he's been playing great all year.
That was on my pregame script. I mean, Pengrazi, I think he won 4 playoff games, 2 for the Whalers, 2 for the Americans. 5 games played, probably gave up 2 goals, 1 goal, 0. I mean, it was amazing.
No, he's been excellent. First finals, looks pretty steady in net, though.
Yep. He has definitely been a difference maker.
It should be no surprise to MNL that it's going to be a goalie battle.
Absolutely. Drake on it. No angle shot into the post. Again, over. Ruben on me. Proctor whiffs on it. Sikorsky, terrible gap control, but it worked out. Off Sugar, nice outlet to Proctor. Proctor going wide. Ben gets a stick on it. Heard Bauer touch on it on the pregame. Obviously, Ben's the number 1 storyline. Never won a keg. First keg finals. He confided in me before our series. He had never advanced to the semifinals before, which I found absolutely shocking.
Well, especially for a player as skilled as Ben, you'd think he'd just get lucky and get drafted to a team where his skills can shine. But the other storyline here is Rutkowski told us 5 straight finals, no Stanley Kegs wins. The Corey Perry of the MNL. Let's see if he can finally get one this season.
Unbelievable. You pointed that stat out before the game, and I was in disbelief, and you thought it was his 4th. It turns out it's his 5th. I think he's only been in the league for 6 or 7 years. The guy's a guaranteed K. Out to Proctor. I guess we should call the game here a little bit. Proctor with the slapper, blocked by Hardcop. Backhand over to Rutt. Look at the little pep in his step by Ty, winning a race to the puck. Puck down in the corner. Hedis, get that head up. Off the Hardcop, a little touch to J-Flow. Great tower through the zone. 1-on-3 though, but J-Flow probably possess it and wait for help to come, as he does. Slides it out in front. Hardcop got a stick on that. Is the net off again?
This net is a problem right now.
I bought some Piranha pegs a couple years ago. My goalie, Keila, said, keep those fuckers away. I like to be able to knock the net off from time to time.
You gotta have the optionality to knock the net off sometimes.
I haven't shared that story, but I guess I'll come clean. You know, everyone's like, "Where are the pegs?" I'm like, "Well, my goalie didn't want them, so that was the end of that."
Yeah, look, you never know. Sometimes a scramble, you need to give it a little kick once in a while.
Face off in the American zone, on to Hale, bumbled it back. Oh, wow, that was a rebound. That was a nice little play from Dylan, a little backhand, and right on Drake's stick. Very dangerous opportunity.
Goose is very sneaky, but Pengrazi up to the challenge, and again, no rebounds, very steady.
Yeah, Goose isn't going to give you much speed through the neutral zone, but if he gets that puck in front of the net, he's a big body with big hands. Here goes Cone, right past Gibb, claws out to play the puck, and he gets it out.
Paul says, no, thank you, I love that.
Good play there. Cone, he identified that Cone had beaten Gibb, and if he hadn't come out, that was going to be a breakaway. Gibb up the middle to Drake. Nice play. We got a 3-on-2 here. We got a 3-on-2. Top the circle. Shot. Big save. Pin in front. That was a good opportunity for Drake.
Yeah, Drake likes to just sit back there and kind of get that low blocker shot, just not high enough. Pengrazi make the nice pad save.
Yeah. Ben did a nice job driving the net, created that little cavity at the top of the circles for a good shot. Dumped in, no icing. Gibb on it, no forecheck. Outlet to Drake, bumbles it. Dave P. over to Leaping Larry. He's going to go with it.
Here he goes. Yeah.
He's in the zone. Cone going to the net. Vape going to the net. Shot. Oh, boy, that was a shot pass to Dave P. Just wide. Brawny. Here goes Ben. He wants this keg. Diving to block shots. Dave with a 20-mile-per-hour wrister. Claus has no problem steering that to the corner. And Hedis with a little rush.
I'm impressed by Ben blocking shots early in the first.
Yeah. Hedis, I affectionately call him Hedis Makar, but that was a nice little rush. Created an offensive chance there. Brawny, little slap pass, tip, turnover. J-Flow on the zone entry. Circles around behind the net. Scanning the ice. There's Drake. Out to the point to Sikorsky over his stick. Proctor lurking. Proctor's not going to win any Johnny Hustles awards, but he's always lurking, conserving energy, just waiting to pounce.
He's a goal scorer, not a hustle player.
Yep. Shot by Venandi on net. Saved by Pengrazi. What do you think so far, Keila?
Well, I like the way both the goalies are playing. They both look sharp, and it seems like a north-south game. I'd say it seems like the Americans are more rush, not really possessing the puck, but getting good chances rushing up ice, where obviously a team with J-Flow possesses the puck a lot.
Flow feels pretty even to me, Both teams have had some chances. It's been good. Good competitive game so far. Sugar with the puck. We'll see what he does with it here. Through the neutral zone. And he drives a little 1-on-4. Lots of sticks there. He's got it in the corner. Smart tie back on defense. Let's hope they don't get a rush on him. Hard cut. Looking for J-Flow in the middle. And he got him. Nice pass. Crunk. Keep him to the outside. Good play by Crunk. Good play by Crunk there. Took away the middle. That's what I teach my little young defensemen. Take away the middle of the ice. Angle him to the outside. Good job by Crunk.
Crunk's a smart player, and he's got some length.
Rutkowski, they just let him walk in, and he really got good lumber on that, but it's wide and starts the breakout for the other team. Sugar on the puck retrieval. Let's see if he goes B to Crunk. Nope. He's going to get his feet going, scan the ice, looks for Proctor. Nice little play here. I don't know what the pass is. He called offsides. I thought Joey Litz got confused and called a two-line pass.
Like that looked pretty onside to me, but we're not out there, so.
I agree. But nevertheless, face off all the way down in the American zone. Looks like we got Drake and Ben out. Haven't noticed Neville much, which is a good thing if you're a defenseman. We do have Nicky Redmond / Kyle Bauer scheduled to be between the benches with some insight, but we're having some technical difficulties. Hopefully we get him at some point today. If not, we'll bring him in during the intermission to get his thoughts on the game. Tie over the line. Little skirmish in front. Neville up the wall. Ty intercepts it. Throws it in front. Sugar keeps it in. Ty's got it on the half wall. Looks across. Shot. Handled by Claus.
I mean, there's really not a bad shot on that. And Ty looks pretty good.
Yeah. Ty has, health and wellness is a big factor in the Otto's hockey world. Whoop floats between 240 and 340, so he's currently very skinny and had a great year. Ty is similar, and I'm, similar, maybe a little smaller bands, but Ty's been taking care of himself and running, and it shows.
I think it helps that Ty got rid of the roller hockey pants, and now he actually looks like an ice hockey player.
I agree. Puck is tipped. It's a race down. Drake and Brawny. Brawny's got it. Drake pressuring. That was a lot of hustle by Drake. Must have smelled a little blood in the water here. Ben digging it out. It's on Drake's stick. Comes out with it. Backhand in front. Venandi turns, fires, tip. Puck is loose. Out to the point to Spicy. Spicy's going to get it in. Nope. Blocked by Larry. Oh, Larry. Had a nice play. Banked it. Hale needed one little step.
Boy, both sides are really clogging the middle of the ice in their own zone. It's making it really hard to get pucks through, but also makes it hard for the goalie to follow it.
Yeah.
If a puck squeaks through it, there's a chance.
Yeah. The compete level is high. That puck was sitting there, and it looked like there was 8 guys swarming the puck. Goals are going to be hard to come by. Face off between Drake and Dave P. Dave P wins it back to Brawny. Deflected. Drake too. All the snipers in the league, whether it's Drake or Proctor, there's nothing they like more than a D zone face-off. The defensemen kind of get flat-footed, that they win the face-off to that dead area, and they can usually get a cheap breakaway, and it happens quite a bit. Drives me crazy when it happens. I'm not one to lose my cool out there, but there's certain things that pet peeve of mine. That one just drives me crazy. Puck in the corner, Gibb on it, slaps it out to the neutral zone to Drake. Good patience by Drake. He's got Larry flat-footed. He might be able to go around him, and he does into the corner. Larry recovers nicely off the back of the net. There's a hook by Ben. Ref lets it go. Ben on it. Cuts back. Good patience. Cuts back again. A little slash by Ron. We're getting a little testy, a little sticky. Oh, good move. There's another hook by Ben. That's the type of stuff that drives you nuts playing against him, but rarely gets called by the crafty veteran.
Benny doing his best Skillman impression right
there.
Yeah,
just a little hooksy. Veteran move, like he's gonna dare until the refs call it. He's just gonna keep doing it. Oh, here we go. This Sugar Drake. I pretty much can guarantee that at one point those two will get into it. They'll have a one-on-one situation where Sugar will go very hyper, and I can see it coming. Drake doesn't really like to engage in that stuff, but I'm sure Sugar's gonna test his manhood this series. And here it is. Puck squirts out to Drake. Tie. Oh, that was a good hustle by Proctor. Proctor, not known for his hustle, but he saw that was a scary opportunity for Drake, and he hustled just enough to get a stick on it. Hartcop carries over, drops to Drake. Good poke check by Ty. A little sloppy here. That's offsides. The play's getting a little sloppy. Oh, and that's the end of the first period. Well, what are your thoughts on the first period here, Keila?
That's what you expect. The teams feel like they're kind of feeling each other out. No one wants to make the big mistake, let up the first goal, and it's just kind of up and down, but nothing too crazy. A couple good chances, a couple good saves, and
I'm going to talk to the refs here for a second. Hey, refs, what does it take to call a hook? What does it take? Ben, little hook, Ben, little hooks. Yeah, what did you talk? Yeah. What do you think? It's close. Yeah, it's close. A couple times. Veteran move. Okay. How honored are you to get the call for the Stanley Keg Finals? You know it's very prestigious. Happiest days of his life, he says. That's Joey Litz. I love all the refs, but Joey Litz is my favorite, no doubt about it. Kyle, you got any thoughts here on what do you see in the first period there, bud?
Well,
we need to reset the clock, boys.
I'm seeing good even play from both sides. Definitely a lot of hustle. One thing with the Americans having Sugar back on defense, it neutralizes the forecheck, but the Whalers are still doing a good job of getting a good forecheck going. That's going to be key to keeping the Americans' offense at bay.
Here we go. Puck is down in the second period. Guys, we've had a request from some of the viewers to remove the baggage. Someone's brought their rental skates to the booth, blocking the view. Taking that down, and then that bag as well. There you go. I think Chad's watching at home and probably complaining on the Twitch feed, so thank you. We'll take any other feedback. Ryan Allen, our spotter, brought that to our attention. Ty dumps it down. Neville, a little stumble. Goose. No forecheck by the Americans. Did they, nope. Did they move Sugar up for this period?
No, I think so. Did Ty go back on duty?
It's hard to tell. I don't know.
Playing the same area, which is very odd.
Yeah. Looks like we have an ice. I think they might have flipped Sugar up, maybe try to catch the Whalers by surprise and produce a little bit of offense. I think Ty can survive back there on D. Nope, now they've gone back. I think Ty can survive against most teams. If he gets a really fast skater, that would be a problem. But I guess it's moot. clean win. Rakowski won it 2 clean back to Krunk. Goes outside of the zone.
But the pace of the game is fast. I mean, a lot of guys are flying out here.
Yep. Stanley Cake Finals. People are amped up. Took the salts before the game. Oh my God! Rakowski was left all alone. Defensive breakdown there. I don't know what happened.
But this is what happens. You don't get the puck out in the first try. Yep. Sikorsky just kind of muffins one up the boards.
Then people lose their assignments. Someone comes open. Rakowski was wide open in front of Luck. Very lucky for the Whalers that he wasn't able to get a stick on that puck. Sikorsky clears to Krunk. Got a little regroup to Proctor. Oh boy. Drake and Ben in. Ben down the side. Over. Good play by Rakowski. There's a reason he's been to 17 straight cup finals. Just a grinder. Good, defensively sound centerman, big body. He's built for the playoffs.
Even on that rush, it's been in Drake with 2 black jerseys and just 4 orange jerseys in their zone. I mean, the defense is tight right now. Everyone's kind of sitting back.
Yeah, but Ruck, a lesser man would have just kind of done like a little Olay soft thing, but Ruck just shut that straight down. Spicy pitchforked it out of the zone to be delay a game penalty in the NHL, but we have yet to adopt that rule in MNL. Vape on the draw against J-Flow. To Hale. Goose. Dipsy. Two big bodies collide. Cone and Goose.
And classic Samasso dropping it before Goose even gets to his side of the face-off.
Samasa and his face-offs just drive me fucking crazy. Holds the puck up so high, he's too cool to drop it like properly. Drives me nuts. And if you dare question him, he just gives you this terrible look.
I'll say it. He has no business reffing a Keck Finals.
I was surprised to see him out here. Don't know how he got the assignment. Everyone else must have been unavailable. Oh, nice little touch there by Goose to Hedis. Hedis looks at Hartkop, says no. Finds the trailing Goose coming in at a tortoise pace, but now turns it on a little bit to the corner. Is that Spicy Hedis forechecking behind the net? It is. J-Flow covering for him. Puck out to Cone. Give retreats. Cone pitchforks it across the ice to Hale. Nothing doing there. J-Flow dumps it. Brawny retrieves. A little forecheck from Hartkop. Nice outlet by Brawny. Calm, casual. Here comes Cone. He's like, I'm not going to pass it to Hale. That didn't work out last time. Here he's going to carry himself. Slow. Drive it in for a shot. Yeah. Gets it out of the zone. We got out to Rakowski. Waits for Cone to regroup. Got a little speed coming. Good stick from Spicy. Keep the feet moving. Harmlessly off to the corner. Brawny pinches in, down in the corner to Rutt. Rutt pitchforks back to Brawny. Brawny gets it through. Tip, traffic. Not sure if that got all the way through.
Looked like easy stick aside by Claus.
Yep. And J-Flow slaps it out. Pace has kind of slowed down a little bit here after the initial energy. Hedis behind his own net.
J-Flow just sitting behind, no one watching.
Oh,
knocked down by Rutt. Good hands from the ex-Stanford golfer.
Oh, J-Flow had me fooled. I didn't see him there until you popped. Yes, Rakowski famously played golf at Stanford before some guy named Eldrick Woods got there. I think Rakowski will point out that he has more national championships than Tiger Woods. I think something about being a team player. Tiger, not as great of it as an individual, has not had a lot of team success either, whether that be college, Ryder Cup, decent record in the President's Cup, but
some could say the same about Rakowski and MNL. We'll see.
Puck behind the net, off to Neville. Neville up the boards. And Proctor retreats, flat-footed. Terrible pass to Ben. Terrible pass intercepted by Ben. Venandi in the corner.
Kind of known for that. He gave a pass like that to Pete and the Tigers for some American Finals.
If I were coaching, that would just drive me nuts. I tell all my players, my daughter in particular, when you stop moving your feet, you are telling the whole world that you have one option, and that's to pass the puck.
Well, he's a prolific goal scorer, a good little short side shot there, but when you just try and give the home run pass out of your zone, you better make sure it gets out.
Yeah. Oh, my God, a little collision there. Looks like everybody's okay. Oh, my God, that's a breakaway to Drake. Goes 5. Oh, rebound score! We have our first goal of the game. I was distracted by a collision in the zone with Venandi. Drake walks in on a breakaway, tries to go 5-hole. Pengrazi makes a nice save. Drake stuffs in his own rebound. 1-0 Whalers. What did you see, Keila? I was all distracted.
No, everyone was watching the fall. It looked like kind of got the Americans stuck watching it too. But I mean, great move by Drake. Great save by Pengrazi. All you can ask him to do is make the first one, but no one was there to help.
Who made that pass? Number 4. So Sikorsky, head on a swivel. Nice play. 1-0 Whalers. Keila starting to sweat his massive bet in Vegas.
We're going to double down. We never give up. We'll take out a mortgage, put more on.
The live scoring odds have adjusted. We'll see. Sugar rushing into the zone wide with some speed on his backhand. Sugar's probably a little frustrated now. Might try to take matters into his own hands. Back to Ty. Ty, not moving, flips it through, off to the corner. This is hockey. This is the most important shift. Other team scores, you're going to expect a push, and you got to withstand. Look at that play! Oh, my God. That was incredible.
Wow.
I don't know. I think that was D to D from Crunk to Ty. Ty with amazing vision.
Wow.
Found Dave P. backdoor, who got good wood on it, and Claus came across the crease for a huge save.
Americans tic-tac-toe passing, but Claus are with an incredible save to keep the game 1-0. Wow.
Wow. Mark that one in your books here. Face off in the D zone, won by the Americans. Back to Larrabee, through. Cone in front, rebound! Oh my God. The Americans are definitely buzzing. That shot got through, was sitting there. Cone is a mountain of a man in front. Looked like he was going to be able to shovel in that backhand, but Claus playing exceptional tonight.
Yeah, I don't like the overcommitment there. Got way outside of his net. Probably didn't need to do that. A little risky, but he's making the saves.
Yeah, Claus. Not being one to be critique the goalies, but if I had a criticism of Claus, I've never really said it to his face, but I've never had that chance to. Is sometimes he tries to do too much, a little overslide, gets himself out of control. When Claus is at his bet, he's playing nice and quiet. Rutkowski in. Over gives stick, trying to move on Spicy, cuts in. Good. Yep.
Great couple shifts by the Americans to bounce back.
They are really pushing, and they have taken control of this game. Let's see if they can get the equalizer. Larry behind the net, out in front, picked off by Goose, out to Drake. This is classic Drake. Shot deflected, good save by Pengrazi. That got tipped. As you know, sometimes those tips can throw off the timing and they can sneak through.
Yeah, I like that Panger's out on top of his crease there. He knows Drake can cut through both guys, so that's good.
Gotcha. Bauer has a quote from the Whalers at intermission and 6 minutes away. All right, sorry, I'm responding to some youth hockey text messages during this game here. We got a face-off in the American zone. Drake against Dave P. Drake tries to go forward with it. He's a crafty on the dot. He kicked my ass on the dot. I won the first few draws, and then he consistently kicked my ass. Drake behind the net. Good stick by Crunk.
Pete tries to go forward at sometimes. Does it ever work? I haven't seen it work at MNL yet. Yeah. The goalies are just too good.
Oh, turnover by Neville. Cone in the slot. Oh, big save. Claus rebound sitting there. It's still loose behind the net.
Claus standing tall.
And Ben's got it. Out to Venandi. I was going to say on that last Drake rush, that was the Tigers' whole strategy this year, just get completely dominated, but on the counterattack with Pfister or Judge, and Drake does that too. It's going to be very frustrating. You control the whole play, and then the puck squirts out to Drake, one shot, and it's a goal. Meanwhile, Vape on the little rush shot, tip. Was that an early whistle?
Oh, it might have been loose there. Americans are really passing the puck well. They just can't break Claus. He looks excellent.
Surprisingly, Dave's rocket from the top of the circles didn't get past him. I joke. Dave P had a beautiful shootout goal the other night, bar down. But he's just, let's be honest, he's not a threat from the top of the circles. He's looking for a rebound or tip.
I was going to say that kind of makes it tough on goalies in MNL. You don't know what kind of shots are coming off.
Absolutely. There's definitely an advantage to experience in MNL. You know who can do what, and when you're new to MNL, it's definitely like a mixed bag. It's like, I got Slick Rick coming down at me, or do I have Ty or Whoop?
Not that I want to compare the MNL to the Olympics, but I'm pretty sure Jack Hughes kind of whiffed his shot that went 5-1 Bennington. And that's what happens to MNL sometimes too. You think the guy's going to wire one, whiffs it, beat you 5 by accident.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comparison. Jack Hughes or, Ty Otto. It's close.
I mean, Jack might only score 100 goals out here, but that's really nothing.
I see a little frustration from Shug, little eyes to the sky there. It's like Sugar's, a competitor, and I'm sure he's a team player. He's like, I'll play defense, but he's not going to stay at defense too long if the Americans don't put a goal on the board.
Well, I know the Whalers scored, but I feel like the Americans are out shooting them like 10-1.
Absolutely. I mean, they have taken control of the game after the Whalers go. Look at Goose leaking out. Hartkopf gets it. He's in. I don't think they saw him. Goose snuck away. Big reach. Oh, big save by Pengrazi. Goose was cherry picking so much that they did not see him. Now we got a broken stick. Are we going to get a call? We got a face off. It looks like we got a slash. Is it to Krunk or Rakowski? It looks like it's coming to Krunk. We got a 2-minute slash on Krunk. He broke the stick. Does Goose have a backup? Does Goose have a backup stick? We'll find out. Did they get the right man, Krunk? Rakowski got him or just a bad call? His stick was already broken, he says. We'll see. Americans have definitely turned up the play. They've had all the momentum here, but now they find themselves having to kill a penalty.
You never know with penalty kills. It gives your better players more space. Sometimes it works.
Sorry, we got the penalty on the board. Looks like we're good. We're fancy new scoreboards here.
Are we still jailbreak even in the playoffs?
That's a good question. Is our commissioner slash technical man slash everything MNL Panty right next to us? Does the jailbreak rule continue into the playoffs?
Yes, it does.
It sure does. So we'll see.
The ivory tower says yes, so it must be so.
Yeah. Puck in, and I'd expect Sugar to maybe try to jump in the rush here, catch the Whalers sleeping. Larry in. The Americans have one defenseman back here on the penalty kill, but looks like we're okay.
I'd be curious to know what the shorthanded goal ratio versus power play goal ratio is.
I would have to think it's pretty darn close. A lot of times, it just gives the team on the penalty kill, gets their best players on the ice. The offensive team thinks they're cute, tries to move it around, gets a little sleepy, and then next thing you know, the puck's in the net. But Drake, meanwhile, back to action. Drake is in. He's a goal. Oh, my God. He just walked through the entire Whalers team and then undressed Pengrazi, who's going to start to get frustrated. Oh, my God.
Wow, that is why you draft him in the first round, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you need your best players to do in the playoffs.
That was quite impressive.
Rakowski is still getting up from how bad he got beat.
That was amazing. Drake is done. It's like basically anytime we get distracted in the booth and start talking about something else, Drake decides to score. But that was magical. Whalers in Americans in big trouble here. 50 seconds left in the second period. Puck gets put deep. We're going to go to Bauer at intermission. See if we got anything in this 40 seconds. Puck, oh, my God, Drake's in again. Did Pengrazi read it? No? Okay, puck got behind. Caught Drake out in front to Ben through his skates. The Americans are just, their awareness on the defensive end is just a little off. The Whalers are leaking players behind them, and they're not finding them until it's too late, and it's cost them dearly in this game.
Yeah, they have had a lot of guys floating at the far blue line and getting some chances.
Yep. That's a Skillman / Q-tip move. The issue with Skillman and Q-tip is they have zero speed, so even if they get it, it rarely amounts to anything. But Drake's another story. Ben's got it, 4 seconds left. We got a shot here from Drake at the end, off into the corner. So we got 2-0 end of the second period. Oh, and we have Bauer has returned. I didn't know if we're going to... Mickey is not in between the glasses, but he's right with us. Share some thoughts.
Yes, unfortunately, we're still having technical issues with our microphones, so we cannot go to me between the benches. However, I do have the ability to walk over there, thankfully, and go get some quotes. And I spoke to Dylan Goose Lesnar, who's always good for a quote. A lot of times it's stuff that we can't air, even on a Twitch stream, and stuff that I could tell you guys, though, was they wanted to limit the stretch passes, and not only have the Whalers limited the stretch passes for the Americans. He said that he wanted to see the Whalers get the next goal. Okay, yes, obviously you want to do that in a 1-0 game, but they accomplished that, and they're going to be going into the third period with a 2-0 lead. This is big. The Whalers looking to take game one off of 2 goals from Drake Braun. And we're going to turn it back to Troy and Keila.
Puck is down here in the third.
America's down 2-0. I'm going to lose my house at this rate. Not ideal.
Come on. I mean, just for the fans at home, I'd love to see another goal make a situation.
Give
with an absolute missile, seeing-eye missile, gets all the way through to Pengrazi on the blocker.
Looked like J-Flo got a piece of it, too.
Yeah.
Good tips.
That looked a little bit odd. Yeah. Gibb is taunting Proctor by wearing his jersey. I thought that was Proctor for a second. Had to do a double take. Puck comes out to Spicy, shot off the ankles into the corner. Sugar. I expect Sugar to try to do something here, even if it's forced. Not off to a good start here. Puck stolen. J-Flo, Hartcop in the back. Segoose, back to Hartcop. Yep, I just feel like he's gonna have to try to be a little bit more assertive at some point. I agree. Still got 14 minutes left. Let the game come to you. But at some point, he's gonna have to push the envelope a little bit. Because let's be honest, we got Ty, Hale, Vape. That ain't happening without a little rush from the back. That's true. Sounds like they mixed up the lines a little bit, so they're gonna try to survive here with Ty, Vape, and Hale, and then that will be Proctor, Cone, and Rutkowski.
It wouldn't surprise me if Sugar started double shifting.
Yeah. Puck in the corner, hard to see down there from our vantage point. Vape wins the battle.
Here he goes.
Hale off of it. We got a 2-on-1 somehow. Sugar jumped in the rush. Over to Sugar. Oh my good, nice play. Vape did it's just the whole arena knew that he was going to pass it over to Sugar. He's on his backhand. I tell my kids, when you're on a 2-on-1, you have to be a threat to shoot, make that defenseman commit, and then make the pass. He was just Hedis read him like a book, knew he was going to pass.
Yep,
still got a decent shot on it. Yep. But Sugar is possessed now in the zone. Nets off. Don't know what. Way off. I don't know what happened.
I don't know if Paul's picked it up or not. That's about the 5th time that's been out so far this game.
But talk about stacking good shifts. So that was like the Americans' quote-unquote B line with Vape, Hale, and Ty. Now, granted, Sugar on D, but they just had some wonderful chances. Now they get to come back with a stacked line of Rutkowski, Cone, and Proctor. See if we can get a little momentum going. Weird draw, straight up. Brawny on it. Drake he's going to try to read this and pick it off. Brawny panic, backhand. Terrible turnover. Oh, my God. Puts him in the blender. Oh, my God. That could have been bad. Someone came and got a stick on that. Drake. I've never seen Drake try this hard. Offsides. That's always been the knock on Drake is that he just doesn't – he's not a two-way player, but his effort level is very high tonight.
Yeah, nice back check. Makes a little stick lift on Proctor. You can tell he wants this. He wants it bad.
Yeah. Wins the draw clean. Back to Neville. Puck in the corner. Neville gets through to Venandi. Just a little touch for Ben. And Drake's got a one-on-one with Larry. Larry's got a nice angle on him. He's got it. Drake is very good hand-eye. He wins those little battles. Now he's in.
Puck's loose.
Puck is loose in the crease. Samasa looks at it, doesn't see a penalty, and the puck team's out. That was a very dangerous opportunity. Thought it was going to be 3-0 Whalers, which would have, let's be honest, finished this game.
Yeah, and Drake dropping the puck to his stick in traffic was really, really smooth.
Yeah. But the good Proctor does this as well, Rick. Fister, some of the best hand-eye in the league. The puck pops up in the air, and they know how to retrieve it, get it down to their stick, and keep going for a scoring opportunity. Proctor in. Cone in the corner with Sikorsky. Got a Sikorsky. Oh, Cone comes out of it. A little dipsy-do. Could be something here. Proctor on it. Got the puck in the corner. Out to the point. Nobody there. He anticipated somebody being there, and they weren't. Larrabee had kind of jumped into the slot looking for an opportunity, but he goes back to retrieve it. And wholesale changes for both parties. Proctor trying to sneak out. May or not have been offside, but good play by Gibb. Off to J-Flo. J-Flo chips it. He's going to go battle Brawny for it. Good use of his body by Brawny there. That was a much better play than his last engagement. Good breakout to Rutkowski. Rutkowski in the slot, sees Proctor. Spicy Hedis takes down Rutkowski, somehow falls down, loses his stick, and he's caught. He wants a call. You know, what do you know? It's Peso's in the booth with me having flashbacks to a couple weeks ago. Hedis drops his stick. It's a penalty. Sorry, Ort balls. Jeez, but we're not going to go there.
Wait, it almost looks like the Whalers are in a trap. I mean, they are not even crossing the blue line.
Yep. They're content with their 2-goal lead, and until the Americans can do something, can't say I blame them. Proctor to the net. Backhand, huge save by Close. Rebound, and it's out to Hartkop, who's just going to get to the red line and ice it probably. Tries to go backwards. That was a huge save. I don't know who slid it across to Proctor. Proctor smelled blood in the water, jumped in front of Gibb, received the pass, and Claus really with a great save because he went back across the green, which usually has the goalie over slide. That was a A-plus save by Claus. And then he casually gloves a shot from Sugar. Claus is dialed in.
The Americans are not losing from lack of chances. I mean, Claus is just playing excellent on here.
Peso's in the booth with us. When Claus subbed for us, he gave up 7 goals in 2 minutes. He is locked in tonight. Stanley Keg Finals, the level of concentration and focus. You know, Claus is arguably, with no disrespect to the man to my left, arguably the most talented goalie in MNL. Not always the best. Sometimes he tries to do too much, but he definitely is technically sound, very athletic, and he's playing great tonight. Claims to have some low-level junior background. I haven't looked him up on Hockey DB.
Well, that's the real difference between Claus and I. I never played hockey until I started MNL.
And here you are. How many kegs do you have? 2, and I think Claus has 1. Nothing to shake a stick at.
All I care about is chasing down Proctor in his 3, maybe 4. We'll see after the series.
Well, I hear you. I'm in the same boat, my friend. All right, face off in the Whalers end. Dave P. wins it to the corner. Sikorsky on it. Puck out to Sugar. Slap tip. Oh, boy, that was a very dangerous shot from the point by Sugar. It was very hard. Got tipped at least once, maybe twice.
Boy, but that's what you need. Just pucks on net.
Yep.
Get Koner in front. Try and create a little screen.
That has been one of their better chances. When Cone gets set up in front, good things happen. But here we go. Whalers, this is going to be their strategy for the third. Just hold on for dear life, and then a little odd man rush, and Drake's going to just do it himself.
Yeah, that was a good little exchange there. Crunk passing off Drake to Sugar, and then Crunk picking up Ben.
Puck out to Hale. See if Hale can get it. Nope. Oh, boy. Good play by Crunk there. Oh, see if he can shovel it in deep. Neville back. See if we can get a little forecheck here by the Americans. 7 minutes left. The Americans, here we go again. They caught him again. Drake in on a clean breakaway on Pangrazi. Good. Pangrazi stayed with him, but he got another man in front. J-Flow, backhand, another save. Pangrazi is upset. Frustration. Are they going to call him for a penalty? Did he call him? Or is it just a stern warning? Pangrazi is absolutely frustrated. I think Pangrazi should just shut up here. He got away. He slapped the puck away, frustrated his own team. Samasi gifted him with a warning, and Pangrazi took off his mask to complain. I think in that one you just say, I'm sorry, Stripes. I'll take the warning.
Yeah, it's totally okay there to get upset with your D. I mean, not only they let Drake in, and he was with him the whole way, but then you let the trailer J-Flow in on top of it. But got to control your emotions a little bit.
Yeah. That's the old pot calling the kettle black for me. I can't really say much about that, but you know, as I tell my kids, do as I say, not as I do.
I'm an angel out there, so
yeah, I agree. Very calm. That's one of Kayla's strong points is even keel, like a good old Mark D'Antonio. Right, Danny? All right. Whalers have possession. Keila down to Hartkop. Walks out from behind the net. Untouched. Still has it. Big save by... looked like Hartkop was attempting the Michigan there for a second. Proctor is leaked. He's almost off his skates. Not quite. It was a good look. Proctor retrieves against Spicy up the wall. Let's see if we can keep this puck in, Larry. No. Americans are going to have to regroup, and now J-Flow's won it. He's coming in one-on-one on a flat-footed Brawny. Gets a poke check on it. Puck bounces over. Larry goes. No. Rut. No. Great play by Goose. Brawny to Ty. Ty and Proctor coming in. Rutkowski, the late man. Ty finds him. Ty's made some nice plays tonight. Low shot. Tip to Larry. Can't get it. Brawny coming in. Behind the net to Ty. Ty needs a little help. It's 1-on-3 there in the corner. Someone's got to help him. And J-Flo comes out with it. Off to Ben. Ben's going to try to hit Drake. Good play by Rutt pinching. And the puck comes out. We got to race the puck. Larry to Drake. Brawny's going to, fake the dump. Come in. Smart play by Brawny. Did he chip it past Gibb? He did. Slides it across, tipped. Nice play by Brawny there. Nothing really came of it. But that was a crafty move by the veteran. Good patience. Baited the forecheck and then just walked it in. Claus steers it right onto Proctor's stick there. He's going to go around Gibb. I don't like that play by Proctor. Panicked a little bit.
Yeah, he's trying to get to Sugar, which not ideal right there.
Yeah, I think he could have just, he had all the momentum in a flat-footed Gibb. I'd like to see him make a move and get something going to the net.
It's starting to get tight with a 2-goal lead.
Great pass by Drake across to Ben. No shot. Chip from, that's a little rub out, but he gets through. Cone, challenged by Sikorsky. Drake back checking.
Drake below his own goal line is a rare sight.
Yeah. He there's a little bit of contact there. Okay, out to Sugar. Control. Come on, Shug. Make a play here. Take your time. Don't throw it away. Little cut back. Good stick by Sikorsky, and it's out of play. 4 minutes left. What time are you thinking about pulling the goalie here in a 2-goal game, Keila?
Gosh, I think somewhere around 2 minutes, you have to. I mean, you're down. What do you have to lose? I like being aggressive.
Similar to the shorthanded stats, I feel like it rarely works in MNL, but being down 2 goals, and you think you got to do it, especially if you get a D-zone face-off, and they're pulling them now.
This is very early. Patrick Wong and New York Islanders.
I like it in the sense, Mr. Sabermetrics, Patrick Wong. But I do like it because they have a face-off. If it is successful, your best chance is when you get that face-off. So they got it, and they're going for Marlowe, but they're keeping Hale out there. I figure if you're going to go for it, stack a line and go for it.
I mean, I guess the
here it is. This could be it right now.
Is this wide? Is this in?
It's in. Game over. So that was right off the face-off, and Goose shoots it, and it goes in the empty net. And no drama, game 1.
No, not at all. I get it because it's a running clock, so I guess maybe you feel more pressure to pull them early, but I wasn't a fan of that call.
Yeah. My issue is that if you're going to do it, I think we get a timeout in the Stanley Keg Finals. Call a timeout, get Sugar. No timeout, well, you can still get your best players out on the ice. No offense to Hale Doherty, but it's like if you're gonna pull the goalie, you got to get the first thing you have to do when you pull the goalie is get puck possession, and you got to get your best skaters on the ice. So 3-0 Whalers. We got 2.5 minutes left, barring a miracle. Wants to put the goal up on there. 3-0. New fancy scoreboard here. I did 32.
Now Sugar's really pressing, and easy glove save by Claus. I think the other problem with pulling the goalie before 2 minutes is you had to stop clocking.
Yeah.
Now it's going to run the whole time.
Yep, I agree with that. Americans need a goal quickly to get the clock stopped.
Yeah, and how dare the Whalers make me look like an idiot by beating these guys so badly.
Oh my God, beating them like a drum.
Real hurtful.
This is gonna be a big 2-0 bet game 2 for Keila.
Yeah, I might move into the Otto family properties.
So we're gonna have. I mean, obviously, player of the game has to be, unless something changes dramatically, has to go to Drake. 2 goals. Maybe we can pull him for a post-game interview.
It's got to be Drake. I mean, honestly, Claus is probably a second star.
Silly me. Look at me. Don't disregarding the goalie.
That's pretty typical of all the forwards in this league,
Yeah.
I mean, he made a couple stellar saves: the breakaway save on Proctor, tip save, the backdoor save in the second period.
He did play great, but the fact we'll give it to the guy on the team and not to the sub. But I'd go first star Drake, second star Claus, and the third star maybe just Ben for his gritty leadership. Who knows?
You could go third star, go Opio Benny. You might even be able to go Pendrazi for keeping him in some of these saves. But...
Yeah, we got icing. Smart play, running clock. That clock's just going to keep ticking. So, game 1 to the Whalers.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like the Americans lost his face off. They're just kind of floating at the bench.
What do you think, Mr. Bauer? I mean, it's just kind of anticlimactic, I guess. Kind of a bummer.
Well, it was all Drake. First period was pretty evenly matched, but Drake took over when he had to. That's what Stars do in big moments. Claus made a couple pivotal saves when he had to. And then in the third period, we saw the Americans fall apart. Yeah. Two-goal game, and they're fighting with each other. Yeah. Giving up on back checks.
If the Whalers win this, do you see Drake get drafted above Rick?
No. But you never know. Let's not
his head vehemently, Drake, when you hear this. Vehemently now.
I will say, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's only one game. I do think the Americans played well in stretches, but they failed to identify the leak. How many times did someone just slip away and just go in for a breakaway? So it's like you have all this puck possession back and forth, and then you just mental lapse and the puck's in the back of your net.
And that started with them pressing in the third period when they stuck with their game and they kept Sugar back. When Sugar quarterbacks from defense, as he did beginning in the second game in the semifinals, when they play with that discipline, that's when they play a contained system, and that's when they stifle teams. When they start pulling Sugar up and play more aggressive, that's when their defense leaks. That's when players get behind them, and that's when players like Drake, who are going to try to get for an interview, get 2 big goals.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan Allen, you mind going on the ice and seeing if you can flag down Drake for an interview here? I don't think we have the ability to go on the ice, so he's going to have to come into the booth for the interview. Is that correct, Panny? All right. We'll see. He's going to come in. Not time to get camera shy here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're bringing in the first star of the game, Drake Braun. Come in here. You got to come in front of the camera. Drake, obviously, huge win for the Whalers. Keila placed a large wager on the Americans before the game. Huge. Then, after the first period, he took the in-game odds and then double down, triple down, so it cost a lot of money.
0-0 then.
There you go. What are your thoughts on the game? Obviously, you undressed Pangrazi. The whole team that had to feel pretty good.
The second goal was pretty.
That felt good for sure. Clausy's the first star though with those backdoor saves. So.
We gave you the first star. I of course went right to you. Keila, the goalie, said, "What about Claus?" Because he did have some
great saves,
some huge saves. But so what's the message to the boys in the room?
Game 2.
Job's not done, right?
Job's not done. We're all firefighters.
All right.
Drake, do you feel at all responsible for the lashing the defenseman on the Americans are going to get from Pangrazi? Do you feel guilty at all? The tongue lashing is going to be brutal.
Sugar deserves every lashing for that McDangle.
Did you see the actually didn't score on that one, but you leaked out for your third or fourth breakaway of the night. Nice save by Pangrazi. Then that puck goes in the corner, you retrieve it, find J-Flow for another breakaway, and then did you notice Pangrazi fired the puck away? And then I thought that was actually very nice of Samasa not to give him a 2-minute penalty.
It's funny, I was skating here on Thursday, our goalie did that, hit the guy in the neck on the blue line, and he went down. So, it's very dangerous play.
Were you on the ice for the face-off, or did you go onto the bench? After that,
I went to the bench that point.
Okay, because I was curious to see what the discussion was between Pangrazi and the ref. I was expecting him to get teed up.
Yeah, he should have. He just play.
There you go. So, all right. Thanks, guys. Congratulations. I'll let you go back to the room and celebrate with the boys.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, and we got the GM. Here he is. Good. Congrats. Congrats on the big one. We didn't get a chance to do a pregame show.
Okay.
Obviously some audio victories, but this was always, from my perspective, it's always about me. Bittersweet. I've always wanted to be in the booth, but I've been fortunate enough to play in the Stanley Keg and be interviewed by you. But I said before the game, it's like if I was gonna, I think everyone in MNL is just happy for you. Not to make it all about you. I know you're a team guy, but I think everyone kind of who's not an American is kind of pulling for you. So what did it feel like to come out, see the camera set up? What did it feel like to participate in this game?
It brought me back to some of my youth hockey when I was playing actually real hockey with people, and the stakes mattered. Listen, we beat a good team today. But like they say about wounded animals, right? They're going to be most dangerous. The last game's always going to be the most difficult to finish out. But the core group that we got in here, I have total faith in them. And man, I don't want to think about it, but we're one away. But we're one fucking away.
Yeah, one away. So you're telling us that you're not going to go touch the keg just yet?
I've never touched the keg in the 9 years I've been here. I will not touch the keg. I will not think about the keg. there's a lot of work to be done left.
There you go. I did. Sorry, I'm going to let Keila.
Yeah.
I did share with the audience because you shared with me, and I think my jaw hit the floor. Obviously, I knew that you had never won a keg, but you told me I had never made it when we were playing us in the semifinals. That you had never been to that round, which my jaw again dropped because constantly in the top 10 and scoring. So I think everyone's just happy for you to experience this.
So this was my first taste of real playoff hockey. I've never made it out of the wild card game before, but the job ain't done, like I said.
Being well deserved. Tell me a little about the first period. You go down, block a shot, set the tone for the team. Being the captain, tell me how that got you guys sparked and get the boys going.
Well, the talk throughout the last 2 weeks as we were prepping for game one was winning every shift. And I have no problem being an example of laying it out on the line. I'll dive face first and end up with Dave P. Chicklets if I need to, as long as I can touch that keg and raise that keg.
Benny, respect the heck out of the answer. Congratulations on the win.
All right, thanks, guys.
We'll let you get back and enjoy it with the boys.
Thank you.
See you next week. So that's going to wrap things up. I guess we'll bring Bauer back in here. We've talked about game one. What are your thoughts on game two? You know, what do the Americans have to do? I know you touched on it a little bit, but what do you guys think the Americans have to do to force game three?
I mean, my perspective, I thought the play was pretty even. They just gave up some big chances, tighten up the defense. I don't know what you do if you have Sugar on defense and still not tighten up. That's a big problem. Do you move back to forward and just try and play in the other team's zone a little more? I'm not sure, but they're going to have to think of some things and really figure it out. But scoring 0 goals is not a good start.
I think it's about discipline for the Americans. I think they're fine with Sugar on defense. They won 2 games with him back there. It's about sticking with their system. It's when they break out of that, that's when they start having issues. I think for the Whalers, continue playing a team game, continue getting that forecheck, continue getting that pressure, getting pucks to the front of the net. They're going to be fine.
Yeah, it's tricky because as a GM, you know, you have this the sense of urgency is there. So it's like if you don't change something and then you lose, it's like, oh man, why didn't you change anything? But then the balanced against don't panic, you know, it's like this is what we've won with this lineup before. And I agree with Keila, the game flow was relatively even. If the Americans were a little bit more disciplined and just didn't give up those odd man rushes, you know, they're right there. So I don't know. I do give Ty credit. He's not afraid. You know, I was obviously co-GM with him for many years. He's not afraid to make bold decisions. You know, we went to a game 3 during the COVID keg, and we went with a completely different lineup for game 3. It caused me great anxiety, but sometimes it was just like a spark that was needed. So I give Ty credit and Crunk for like having the courage to experiment with lines, you know, no matter what the stakes are. So it will be interesting to see what they come out with on game 3.
I think it helps when you congrats on playing really well, and even tonight you made a lot of really good saves. I think when you have a goaltender who can keep you in it, you can experiment a little more because you know he can kind of fight the battle for you for a little while. So I'll be curious to see what they do. I kind of agree with Bauer. I don't think they really have to do that much, but you know they've got a good goaltender. They can experiment a little bit, at least for the first period, see how it goes. But it was close. Claus played great, and they just gave up a couple chances. I don't think the game was as bad as it seems.
You got to figure out a way to. The magic number in MNL is 3. You know, 3 to 4. You got to figure out a way. You can talk about this, talk about that. Bottom line is they didn't score a single goal. So you got to figure out a way to get some goals. I think when they had a few good chances where Cone was set up in front and some rebounds, and but that only happened a couple times. You know, they got to figure out a way to get some possession in the zone, get their big guys, whether it's Rankowski, Cone, traffic in front, tip screens, and get a dirty goal, get some momentum going, and we'll see.
And the last point that I'll make is emotion. I think the Americans let their emotions get away from them, whereas I think the Whalers are riding on emotion. They're riding on emotion for Ben, and I think how they play off of it, how they contain it, both the Americans and Whalers will be big in game 2.
Yeah, we were, you know, we didn't do a pregame show, but we were around while they were doing the audio, and the Americans' locker room was buzzing pregame. I mean, jokes, the music's going, everyone's laughing, there's such a good vibe, but, you know, then adversity hits you in the mouth, and I agree with you. I think they got a little rattled there, and then started pressing, did a little too much, and then the attention to detail, right? Like you cannot, and sometimes like, you know, it's when you see someone slipping behind you, a guy on the bench can be like, hey, there's someone behind you, and that's a little prompt. So it's not just the defenseman on the ice, but I mean, mental lapses. You can't have them. It's a game of mistakes. And so we'll see. Selfishly, I'm hoping, as much as I want Ben to win, I'm always like, when I'm at a disinterested party, I'm cheering for Game 3. Like that's what I want.
Yeah, Game 3 would be exciting.
And then Ben can win in Game 3. You know, that's my. But we'll see what happens.
All right.
Anything else, boys? Are we signing off for the night?
I think we'll wrap it up here from Hazel Park Arena, and that'll be all here for Game 1 of the Americans and the Whalers. The Whalers winning 3-0. 2 goals from Drake Braun and 1 from Dylan Goose Lesnar on an empty net. For Troy Otto, Andrew Keila, I'm Kyle Bauer. Thank you very much to Jeremy Panty Drager and then Ryan Rowan on camera tonight.
It's a huge amount of effort. I don't think people. Danny was here since 8:30. You got Math isn't here donating stuff, Vape donating stuff, Raylan. Like huge effort to put this on. So can't say thank you, but it's something that really makes
Peso
MNL
on
special.
music
Yeah.
for the arena. Yeah, so absolutely. So everybody, thank you for watching on the stream tonight, and we'll see you next Monday. Have a good night.
All right. Looking good. Come on here. Riley, what'd you think?